Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Good morning, Alice. Bonjour. Elaine, bonjour, bonjour. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? How are you feeling? Allison, how are you feeling? I know you've been moving through some physical healing. Bettina, bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. So I don't know if Stephanie's going to be here today, but she asked the most gorgeous question inside the Q&A. So as we're waiting for everyone to come on, Katrina, bonjour, bonjour. Anyone who's not on Facebook, we got this request and we honored it. So anyone who's not on Facebook that didn't have the opportunity to watch the live Q&A that I did for Chic 365 last week, we have now uploaded it to YouTube. So that makes so much sense since we're doing all of our daily lives on YouTube that we would have it accessible here. So just in case you're not on Facebook and that's not your thing, we have uploaded it here. It also makes it really easy for you to share, which means so much. Like if you feel called on your heart to share with anyone in your life the opportunity to be here with us inside of Chic 365, the Q&A is a really gorgeous energy. It really is. It's so much fun. And oh good, I'm glad you're doing better, a little bit better every day. And Stephanie asked a question in there later, and I just happened to see it this weekend, and I thought, I'm actually going to answer this, even though the Q&A is officially closed, and I just answered it in the comments. So I'll talk a little bit about that today, I think. Maybe she's going to be here. Oh, there she is. Stephanie, I don't know if you saw, but I did answer your question inside of Chic 365, even though the Q&A was officially closed, because I also feel like it's such a good question and such a natural response that so many women have. So I want to share a little bit about that today, because at this point really at any point in the course, but at this point in the course, I do feel like it's a beautiful conversation to support what we're honoring here. So, I'm glad you saw it. Okay, Ilona, good morning, welcome. Have our little coffee moment. All right, let's go with intention, and we will see what Spirit has in store for us today. Oh my gosh, the sunrise was stunning this morning. Now that the days are shorter, it's really easy to catch the sunrise, like at 7:15 or something, 7:20 even. No, maybe even later. 7:30. So gorgeous. I love a good sunrise. I love any sunrise. When was the last time you all got up with the sunrise? Well, you're all up with me right now, so you probably went up with the sunrise. It's such a healing, gorgeous reminder of our beauty. It's one of my favorite things. All right. Let's settle in. Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, thank you, as always, thank you. As we come together today, surrendered, letting go of any preconceived notion of what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, and empty ourselves completely. Any thought that we've attached ourselves to as what's supposed to be, as what we are supposed to be, as to what we are supposed to do or not do, as to what's supposed to make us successful, as to what results we're seeking that we think will have finally made it. We let it all go. We lay it all down. We rest, we receive, we open, we allow. We allow the divine unknowing to pour itself into us. As we enter into this week together, we intend for peace, for grace, for beauty, knowing that whatever it is we choose to see is what and who we believe we are. We ask to see light, beauty, power, confidence, and above all, love. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Amen. So, welcome, Lily. So, the question that Stephanie asked, kind of just as a little bridge here as we move into today, is one that I really relate to. And without going directly into the question, I'm not going to remember it verbatim. And again, you can go and look in there. If you go into the Q&A and you look under the comments and you sort by newest comment, you'll see Stephanie's question there and my response. It was about, and again, these are my words, right? Not reading it exactly. The feeling of, I don't like how the course is talking about, or it doesn't make me feel good when it's talking about the attack, or how I don't feel that I'm that way. Kind of like it feels like sometimes the course is negative, and that doesn't make me feel good. And I don't feel like I'm seeing the world from a form of attack. And I don't, and these are, again, this is my, Stephanie, you feel free to deepen inside the chat. If anything I'm saying is not congruent with you or how you feel, I'm going to speak from my perspective and how I related to your question. And that it doesn't make her feel good, and that she doesn't feel like she's doing that in some ways. Yeah. So my response to this, and in my own experience, I definitely have in the past felt like at times picking up the course and reading it and feeling like, oh, like I don't think I'm doing this, seeing this way. I don't feel this exact same way as the course is saying in the world. And also in the beginning, a limited understanding of what attack meant. So we can feel inside of the physical world attack as a very violent thing, right? Like we're attacking, and it can feel like, oh gosh, but I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. In my experience of the course and my deepening of the course, there's a much broader definition of attack. And again, feel free to change out anything that doesn't feel supportive for you into something that does. Just like we talked about changing out the word salvation for remembering or healing. If the word attack is really not working for you, you can swap it out for anything that's less than love. And again, one of the ways with which we can unravel some of the more subtle forms of, and I'm going to say attack, subtle forms of where we may unconsciously be operating in the world in a way that's less than love, is to look at the way we're treating ourselves, is to look at the attack thoughts that we may unconsciously or consciously be operating in when it comes to our relationship with ourselves, the way we see ourselves, the way we judge ourselves, the critical thoughts. So that's what I shared in there. And it really supported me in a more intimate relationship with the conversation that was being activated with me personally, for me personally, inside the course. That being said, the course is not the end all be all. And this is something I was very aware of when I decided to do Chic 365. It's not like, I was going to say it's not a Bible. Of course, it's not a Bible. And even the dogma with which, how do I say this? The Bible is written by people, right? Us. We're humans. Let's say humans. The course was written by a human. And again, Helen doing her best with Spirit's assistance to share based on where, what was coming through her and how she was able to move that through her. There may be things inside the course where you're like, yeah, not fully resonating with that. In my personal feeling is that's okay. There is so much beauty and so much truth inside of the course to not let ourselves be stopped or limited if there are some words that don't resonate with you, whether it's a religious context, whether it feels overly intense. And again, if you don't feel good, really, and it doesn't feel like it's aligned for you, the course isn't for everyone. It's okay. I was thinking about this weekend after the Q&A, after Stephanie's question, because Stephanie, you also asked a question inside the Q&A of, what do I do with it feels overwhelming? What do I do with the teacher practice? It's not a textbook that you have to read through in order to be close to God. It's not an obligation. It is not a have to. If it's not working for you, it's okay. It's okay. There's more than one way to God. This is, in my experience, why it's so common to pick up the course and put down the course and pick up the course and put down the course. It's like, maybe there's resistance. It's not feeling good. It's feeling limited. It's okay. You can pick it up and put it down 1,000,000 times. You can pick it up and put it down and never pick it up again. You are all welcome to be here with me every single day, Monday through Friday, and just be in the live energy of us moving through the course and decide to not do the course on your own. There is no right way for us to move through any of this. Follow your own inner knowing. This really is about activating your intimate personal relationship with God, with creation, with the universe, with love. Allow that intimate relationship to lead you. That's what it's about. It's not about me leading you, not about the course leading you. It's about your own relationship with God, your soul leading you. The course is an activation. It's an opening. It's an opportunity. Everything I share inside of Elegant Femme is an activation. It's an opening. It's not the only way, the right way. I say this inside of Elegant Femme as well, all the time. And those of you who have taken a program with me in any capacity inside of Elegant Femme have probably heard me say that. If there's anything I say that doesn't resonate with you, throw it out. Run it through your own filter always. Sit with it. And then we have this beautiful discernment of, okay, am I just throwing something out because it triggers me, because it activates me, because there's something bubbling up inside of me? Or am I throwing it out because, no, really, it doesn't have resonance with me. I'm not triggered by it. I just feel inside of my own self that that's not true for me in that way. Okay, great. That's growth. That's evolution. That's discernment. That's a beautiful thing. So I wanted to bring that forward today, probably talk about it more as we deepen together over the next 315 lessons. What? Because above all else, the time together that we have together, coming together, is to be in a space of love together. And the same thing with the course. The time you spend, the time you devote, the time you dedicate each day is for you being with you inside the loving. It's not about a specific course. It's about you gifting yourself permission to connect with God, with the love, with the light, with the truth. So, with that, let me make sure I say hello to everyone. Ilona, good morning. Stephanie, I'm glad you saw it. Lily, bonjour. It's exactly that indeed. Okay, Stephanie, how many of you relate to what Stephanie was feeling and sharing? And again, you can see her comment inside. I thought it was really beautiful, and I think it's something that many of us can relate to. Bella, is the foundation of Chic 365 rooted in ACIM principles? I'm comfortable with ACIM and have not experienced any triggers at this time. Rooted. Well, how I would say it how I would say it is Chic 365 is Elegant Femme's guide to A Course in Miracle. It's not about being rooted in any kind of principles. It's Elegant Femme leading, walking through together A Course in Miracles. So it's a guide through it. And I'm sharing Elegant Femme principles as we move through A Course in Miracles. And again, to me, truth is truth is truth. The way with which we relate to it can feel different at different times. So I'm happy to deepen that response, Bella, if you want to with me maybe a little bit more. It's beautiful that you're comfortable with ACIM and have not experienced any triggers. That's gorgeous. You don't have to experience any triggers. My intention in answering the question is that just in case you do or you have, you're not the only one. And there's so much freedom in liberation in walking through anything, whether it's ACIM, anything inside of Elegant Femme, anything in your life, knowing that you have the power, you have the intention, and a foundational principle inside of the course is to activate your inner teacher. I mean, the course actually says that, right? The point of this course, and it says this inside, is there's not only one way. The course isn't the only way. And the course's intention is to activate your inner teacher. That's a foundational principle inside of A Course in Miracles. And that's absolutely a foundational principle inside of Elegant Femme. So Bella, let me know if that answers your question. Let me know if there's any additional angle that it may be bringing up for you. I'm happy to deepen it. Katrina, it's about what speaks to me, what allows me to go deeper. Yes, yes, yes. Ilona, thank you for the deepening. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Stephanie. I was getting caught on the word holy. And so we did have that question inside of Chic 365 as well. I think it was Michelle that asked that question. So, and I know, Katrina, you had asked it originally, and then it got asked again inside of Chic 365, so we deepened it. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see the Q&A, but I did talk about that more there. Katrina, thinking of my holiness feels presumptuous. I'm sure my gateway is through there. So the course is very, very specific that it is the ego that stops us from receiving our holiness. When the ego goes, because the ego looks at these two extremes, right? It goes either into I'm presumptuous, I'm too big for my britches, or I'm absolute crap. The ego loves these two pendulum swings, and the course speaks directly. And I feel like we've had a lesson that it spoke to this directly already, but the course speaks to that it is the ego that stops the receiving of your holiness, your light, your goodness. And it actually says that we are in ego when we are denying the truth of who we are, which is holy and which is light. It's not for us in our minds to consider whether or not we are, or whether or not we can accept ourselves that way. It is just an isness. So when we get out of the way and we see through the lens of God, of truth, it's an acceptance. It's a realization. It's not because we did anything or didn't do anything. It's not a choice to make inside. It's a revealing. It's an awareness. It's an allowing. And I can't remember exactly which lesson we did touch upon that where it talks about that. But if I find it easily, we'll review that, and Katrina, I can let you know. So let me know how that feels. Bettina, without the Tara way of ACIM, I would be triggered. Tara, you make it so clear to me. You shine your light always. Aw. Aw. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Bettina. It's my pleasure. And it's why I was called to honor it as well. I mean, we teach what we want to know. We teach what we want to remember. We teach what we want to see about ourselves. So this feels like the most beautiful, graceful, self-honoring gift to myself. And I am so happy and grateful to be with you every day. I really am. And it supports me in obviously the deepening of the conversation. And I feel very, very, very grateful and really congruent with sharing with you my take on the course. And again, that's not to mean that my principles are different or that they're the same or anything like that. It's my reflection and my own experience and the way that I see beauty inside of the course. So that's been the intention. And again, that it awakens inside of you exactly what you desire and require within your own relationship with God. You understand, Bella? Okay, cool. And again, if there's anything that comes up for any of you while we're live together, and if we have the space for it, feel free to drop it in. This feels nice because we did just have that Q&A, and this feels beautiful. Katrina, I know, such a bummer, the ego. Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, from the course's perspective, we created the ego. So it's not something that was actually done to us. It was something that we created as a form of separation and protection out of actual fear of the deepest love of God. So yeah, and we have so much power to let it go, right? It's not something that was done to us. It was something we chose as far as the course is concerned. And that gives us a lot of power to choose differently. The power is the point of decision that we make. So, all right. Bella, I share Bettina's sentiments, and I'm so grateful to be here. Oh, we're so grateful you're here too. I'm so grateful all of you are here. All of you in the replay, all the places. All right. Let us move into today. Oh, so at the top of, it's so fun to go through this with you because I don't often, unless it happens by accident, see what we're going to be talking about for today. So we had on Friday, lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Oh, no, you're not seeing that at all, are you? No, not at all. So on lesson 63, I have, I really want to show you, but you can't see. At the top of the page, it says, letting it be done. I wrote this, my little notes, letting it be done through me, with a big, big heart. So lesson 63. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Through my forgiveness. We talked about on Friday really allowing a deepening around forgiveness, really creating, not even creating, this again, receiving this beautiful truth of what forgiveness really is and who it's really for. Knowing that it's, and again, we've heard this, and it doesn't matter how many times we've heard it, that space inside that knows in our mind, right? Oh, yes, I've heard this. Forgiveness is for me. And then we tend to have this limit of, yeah, I can totally forgive, but that, I mean, come on now, right? We've all had these limits inside of I can forgive up until, and the feeling of what forgiveness truly is, truly. So perhaps this weekend, some of you moved through maybe some deeper connection with forgiveness and being happy, right? It ended on Friday as I would remember this because I want to be happy. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. So today, the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. How holy, there we go with that again. How holy are you who have the power to bring peace to every mind? This is not a question. This is not some of us do, some of us don't. If you've done XYZ, then you do. If you've done XYZ, then you definitely don't. That is not that. This is everyone. This is every single one of us here, every single one of us, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. How holy are you who have the power to bring peace to every mind? How blessed are you who can learn to recognize the means for letting this be done through you? letting it be done through you. This is why I wrote my little side note at the top of the margin, letting it be done through me, through me. Feel that moving through you. It's such a beautiful frequency and energy to allow things to move through you. It's such an abundant energy. What purpose would you have that would bring you greater happiness? Amen. You are indeed the light of the world with such a function. The Son of God looks to you for his redemption. It is yours to give him, for it belongs to you. Accept no trivial purpose or meaningless desire in its place, or you will forget your function and leave the Son of God in hell. Well, there we go. Okay, so it's a little check-in. If we, now, again, some of you reading that might totally, we're good. No trigger at all. And some of you might be like, excuse me? Sorry, what? I thought we weren't in church. Okay, so again, no matter how you receive it, no matter what comes up inside of you, I will just share to break this down a little bit, because certainly for me, that statement in the past was something that I was like, wait, I'm not in church, right? I thought we were like moving away from the fear and moving away from the guilt. Like, why? I don't understand. Okay. So here's how I receive this now. Okay. When it says, okay, we've got this, right? You are the light of the world with such a function. Okay. We got that. Okay. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Okay. I got that. That feels good. Okay. The Son of God looks to you for his redemption. I'd be like, wait, what? Okay. So my receiving of this and what the Course is speaking to is that every single one of us has the opportunity to reflect to each other who we really are. Every single one of us has the opportunity to reflect to each other, the opportunity to remember that we are love. So AKA, the Son of God looks to you for his redemption. Instead of receiving that from a place of overly religious context of pressure and a burden of, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to save the world. Oh my God, I knew it. Oh my God, it's all to me. Oh shit. I can't do this. This is exhausting. Instead of that energy, okay, we all look to each other to support each other in remembering who we really are. We all look to each other with the opportunity to reflect to each other who we really are. How's that land? How's that feel? Does that feel supportive? Now, the next one. Accept no trivial purpose or meaningless desire in its place. How are we with that? Right? I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I'm here. Remembering that that's the fuel, that's the spiritual significance. Okay? Nothing else will fulfill us. I sneeze. Chew. Okay. Or you will forget your function. Right? If we chase some sort of something else other than remembering that we are the light. And again, this comes through those of you that are already in le mystère. How many of you are in le mystère already? Haven't made the full announcement publicly yet. That's going to happen very, very, very soon. Okay. If you're in le mystère already, we're going to be speaking to this quite a bit. This gorgeous integration between the depth of your function, your spiritual significance as the light of the world, and the way with which you are called individually as a soul to experience and express that. We're going to talk about that beautiful integration point. So, accept no trivial purpose or meaningless desire in its place, or you will forget your function. You will forget your true purpose if you're not allowing yourself to remember that your true function is that you are the light of the world. Yes, we got this. And leave the Son of God in hell. Really, I'm going to have to use this word. I don't want to talk about church. I don't want to talk about hell. So in the context of the Course, and it did mention this early on, we had this word come up. It is not talking about a place of the fiery place with the devil and all of this kind of fear that we were taught in. Not all of us were taught, that I was taught, right? That you either go to heaven with all the angels or you go down to hell. It's talking about that angst, that separation of not remembering that we are one. The angst, the separation, the pain, the hell of buying into the illusion and the fear that we are separate. The separation, the anxiety, the hell of buying into the illusion that fear is more comfortable than love. That's the hell. The hell of not awakening. How do we feel this? Okay. This is no idle request that is being asked of you. You are being asked to accept salvation, accept remembering, accept healing, that it may be yours to give. Receive and gift. Received and gift. It happens simultaneously. You receive the truth of who you are, you remember the truth of who you are, and you naturally extend it forward into the world. It happens naturally. You give who you believe you are. You teach what and who you believe you are. You see what and who you believe you are. Gifting and receiving. Recognizing the importance of this function, we will be happy to remember it very often today. We will begin the day by acknowledging it and close the day with the thought of it in our awareness. And throughout the day, we will repeat this as often as we can. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. I am the means God has appointed for the salvation of the world. I am the means that God has appointed for the salvation of the world. Every single one of us are the means that God has appointed for the salvation, for the remembering, for the healing of the world. That as we walk through this world, as we see each other, as we reflect to each other the truth of who we are, we awaken. You do it every day. This isn't new. You do this every day. This is a deepening in awareness and a recognition of the power and the potency of this and the priority of this. If you close your eyes, you will probably find it easier to let the related thoughts come to you in the minute or two that you should devote to considering this. Do not, however, wait for such an opportunity. No chance should be lost for reinforcing today's idea. Remember that God's Son looks to you for his salvation, and who but yourself must be his son? So with that, remember that every single person looks to you for their remembering, unconsciously or consciously, that we all walk through the world looking at each other, longing for the reflection. See me. Yeah? See me for who I am. How does that happen? I see you for who you are, and therefore you see me for who I am. God's Son looks to you for his salvation. I see you. I remember you. I remember me. Namaste. And who but yourself must be his son? And who but you, who but me, must be God's children, must be the light. It's us. It's us. It's always been us. It's us. How's this feel? Ilona, salvation can also be awakening. 100%. Awakening, remembering, healing, all. Yes, of course. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Allison, you're in for Le Mystère. I know quite a few of you are in. Who else is in for Le Mystère? Let me celebrate. That is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, isn't it? It's so freaking beautiful. So freaking beautiful. All right, gorgeous ladies. You're in, Bella. You're in. What a lesson today. This feels really gorgeous. This feels really timely. This feels really, really beautiful. I love you all. Thank you for spending a little extra time with me today. It felt important. We're at this really beautiful tipping point and bridge inside of the course. I encourage you, as always, to honor your inner knowing. This is a beautiful lesson. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Spend time today with the essence of what the course is sharing. As we've said since the beginning, not attaching so much at all to even, do I understand this lesson? Right? How do I make sense of it? But feeling the essence of the awakening, of the loving that the course is sharing as you choose to see you are, and walking through the world in that way. Lily, you're in. Stephanie, you're in. I love you all. It's so great. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And again, thank you for spending this extra time with me today. I will see you all tomorrow.